And then when we talk about education, it's one of the best, most attractive elements of Nebraska for attracting outside economic development. Do you have anything to add to your ideas on a strong economy?
Well, there have been some studies done, and some groups are working on identifying industries that make sense in Nebraska. And this would include such things as pharmaceuticals, obviously agribusiness, since we're into that, and some other areas. And the idea here, and there's not a title applied to all of this, but I'd like to call it Keep Our Kids in Nebraska. And the concept here is we have to educate our kids well, as we've been doing. But as we educate them, we also have to let them know where the opportunities will lie in Nebraska, in some of these 7 areas I was talking about. Special incentives perhaps to the schools and industry to develop those kinds of things in Nebraska, so that as kids move up, maybe right away they can start to think, now, how can I get a job in Nebraska? So that's another area that I think has a lot of potential. The university, of course, and if we get development of the research park, would help provide those kinds of high-paying jobs to keep our well-educated kids in this state.
And as we make our investments, what are your thoughts about investing in small, more homegrown businesses as opposed to creating large incentives to attract corporations here?
Well, that's a balancing act, and I think certainly we want large corporations, and they probably pay some of the highest paying jobs, so it's necessary to attract them. But we also know, and I mean this has been known for a long time, that small business provides probably most of the jobs in this country. It's also true of Nebraska. And so we need to keep looking at those areas and keep looking at those areas to make it easier for small business to survive. And that's in terms of incentives. It's in terms of all the paperwork, and I have a small business. All the paperwork that we have to do. Any way we can plug state government resources and local resources into developing small business, that's a win situation for Nebraska.
And I think that your thoughts and insights on affordable health care go right into that. I think one of the things that limits business the most these days is that whether we're selling locally or on the global market, that we have to add in the cost of our health care into every product or service that we offer. So I think that your insights on affordable health care. Well, this is an exciting campaign, and so what are some of the other ideas that you're going to explore as you expand this campaign?
Well, obviously you have to keep watching ideas. There's no one source for ideas. So one of the things I have already started doing is meeting with various interest groups to see what they have on their plate, what they have on the table. As an example, the Nebraska Medical Association did a study, and I brought it along. It's called the Nebraska Healthcare Reform Task Force. And they've laid down certain principles for health care. Now, my opinion is that there's going to be enormous pressure on whoever is the next president to come up with, and the next Congress and Senate, to come up with some kind of national health care, at least some guidelines. It has to be a level playing field. But the Nebraska Medical Association, for example, is looking at what are some of the principles that we would need for across-the-board health care for Nebraska, such things as universal portable health coverage, cost control, and they have in mind to start to reach out to others, such as business, the insurance companies, labor and so on, to say, let's get together and talk about this issue and come up with something that works for Nebraska. And I would find it very exciting to be a part of that kind of effort. To say, yes, there are some things we can really do. Affordable health care is an attainable goal if we work hard enough at it. And if we all come together and give and take a bit.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming to visit with us today, Ken, and I wish you all the luck in the world with this campaign. You've been watching the Watchful Citizen. We're sponsored by the Lancaster County Democrats. My name is Barbara Baier, and we've been interviewing Ken Haar, who is a, pardon me, a candidate for Legislative District number 21. For the Nebraska unicameral. And I want to encourage everybody to attend our monthly meetings for the Lancaster County Democrats every third Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. at the Communication Workers of America Union Hall at 25th and N Streets. And there you'll get to go and meet people like Ken Haar, who are quality, exciting candidates. You have opportunities to get to volunteer for their campaigns, to discuss the issues with them, but also you can go and help influence some of the parties' platforms, issues. We have a lot of opportunities for input and a lot of opportunities to be part of a movement of Democrats that will bring change to Lancaster County and hopefully Nebraska and the nation. So I encourage you to come, and thank you, Ken, so much for coming.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
And good luck on your campaign.
Well, thank you very much.